What the hell is going on that thing?
I just got over a cold. I gotta make sure I got the pipes clear, for the
I mean,
show.
whoa, all the pipes, not
The
not the one
pipes.
pipe you're talking through. There's multiple pipes. There's only exit
Oh,
pipes, guy.
the
There's
nasal
like,
nasal
okay,
passage and
yeah. Well, this sounds like you're
there's
trying to get more
pipes.
than a nasal passage going,
Wow.
son.
And that's how we're starting the show.
That's how we're starting the show.
Welcome to AskAdamLeague.com.
Yes, this is the Ask Adam League show. I'm Adam, and this is my friend, I guess,
Friend,
Don, the producer.
I'm the producer, the friend. Here I am.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. He doesn't believe in you.
Man, you really have to go there.
I love that. That's my favorite overly used joke. What does it
Overly. I
matter if
never
you
heard you
believe
say
in
it
God
before.
when he just doesn't care about you? You're done. Like,
Oh,
what's next?
yeah, that's over.
Yeah.
Well, Lieutenant Dan was kind of like that, right? Forrest Gump.
Yeah, but it's Gary
Where are
Sinise.
you,
He's got,
cocksucker? What's that all you got? Woo! He was on the shrimp boat.
when you said that, I jumped over to Arlie Ermy. I'm sorry. It's just the way
Oh,
my mind
all
works. Yeah.
right, all right, all right. Well, what are we doing? We
Um.
got
Well, we have a question from a gentleman named. Go on.
cuff button. And by the way, if you don't know already, this is a question and answer show. We get
If you just caught us
if
by
you
accident.
just caught us, yeah, we're out here in the ether, and yeah. Anyway, so
That's such a
we
jackass phrase.
we
I
we,
hate that
we
phrase. We're in the ether. Like we're magicians in the freaking like 12th
I'm
century,
just saying, who
or we're
knows where the
like
show's
some
gonna be in the
jackass
future?
yahoos in the future. But
Yeah, in the future, you never know. You never know, right? Where the show's gonna be.
yeah,
Anyway, so yeah, on the Ask Adam League, we ask people to ask Adam questions, and Adam, do you answer them, or we
hell's
just
yeah.
discuss them?
I not only do I answer them, I make your life feel whole again. I
Oh,
mean,
okay,
you
yeah.
haven't felt this whole since you left home. I'm hoping you left home because if you didn't, your mom wants you out now.
Oh man. Well, damn. Maybe we should get the cuff buttons question.
Yeah. So Cuff Button from Redmond. Okay.
Redmond, yeah.
I'm guessing it's in Washington. Cuff Button's not the brightest bulb in the Uncle Joe's shed, but there we go.
Oh
His question.
man.
What was his question again?
How do you mourn
Hmm,
loss?
that's interesting. So, and this is a common
It's
question. I
kind of
mean,
short though. I mean, how can you interpret that though?
well, there's many ways to interpret. I think that as usual, you want to break all these questions down into their lowest common denominator. And in this case, I think mourning a loss in general, the common one is going to be death. But this can apply to anything. And granted, I am for the record, I am no psychiatrist, psychologist. I'm more than likely just a psycho. But the idea stands the
Yeah,
same.
but
I'm
you
going to
sure
use.
do act like a psychologist
I
sometimes.
sure I am. For those people who aren't going to use it legally against me. So
Hmm.
the idea is that um, just using logic in the day-to-day lives of people and answering simple questions, which sometimes we can't think these things too for ourselves. And I think this question is actually a really good one, and can invoke a lot of really deep thought. We've all, I mean, I can't say we've all, I don't want to generalize, but many of us who are listening, hopefully it's more than the 5 people I've told about the show, have experienced some form of loss. Way to laugh! I'm sitting here trying to get deep down, get in
All
my
right,
Dr.
all right, all
Phil
right.
place. Man, look at you.
I give you permission to continue.
Yeah. Oh no, I believe I shall grant you permission to allow me to continue. Thank you, sir. But the idea is that we've all had something sad happen to us in some way, shape, or form. Some of us haven't had that big major kick yet. Some of us have had it way too early on. I can't remember. And some of us, it's happening to them right now. I think in this case, this particular question is I do know Cuff Button because he's a real jackass. Cuff Button, particularly, I'm pretty certain is in this case isn't somebody with whom they were necessarily too close to. But you do have situations in your life where people you take for granted and things you take for granted, everything, it's just not there anymore. And this mourning, in this case, can happen with death, with, breaking up, and it's not easy. I think first thing you got to know is you got to understand yourself. And you got to realize that, you know what, there's at times if you can't convey an emotion to the people around you, then maybe you should question the people that are around you, you know? Maybe they only react to not allowing sorrow in their life because they were told that it's a stupid thing. But the reality is we're human beings and we've got multiple dimensions to ourselves. And we really do need to express this emotion of sorrow um, particularly in mournful situations. It allows us to understand and cope and to move on. And unfortunately, right now, the 5 steps elude my brain, but the essential idea is that you come to get over them, but in doing so, you have to basically go through a level of acceptance. And first thing to do, I think, with each case is just analyze, who is this person to me? And maybe at the end of all that, you come up with an answer that they were nobody. But hopefully, the fact that this question comes up means that they had meaning in your life. And like, have you lost anybody, Don? Anybody?
I mean, I've experienced loss. I mean, I had a grandmother who died when I was 10, but I've also, you know, I guess you could say have friends that moved away. That's
Yeah,
happened to me several times. That's always been really hard,
right.
honestly.
Well,
And I
and
remember
I'm
you were
not.
not so nice one time
Who,
in
me?
high school.
I was never nice.
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't nice.
remember.
How
Yeah,
so?
I told you, yeah, I had a friend who left, Sean.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember Sean
Who I was
in high
friends with
school?
also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I said, yeah, Sean's moving away, and I was really sad about it. He was
yeah.
like my closest friend.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you said, that's okay. You'll find another boyfriend soon.
I did.
You
Now
remember
hold on.
that?
Now here's the deal. You didn't really attempt to reapproach that, though, did you?
What
You
do you
didn't
mean
go, "Hey,
reapproach?
Adam, you know what? No, seriously, let's talk about this
Yeah,
seriously." Because
yeah,
obviously you can jump into a situation, and believe me, I have always been and will be on somebody's side if they truly want to express sorrow.
yeah.
I
And
mean,
I do know that about you, by the way. I just have to say,
yeah, so thank you.
in
And,
your defense.
we're
Yeah,
not just bullshitting for the show; we're
right,
bullshitting in real life.
correct.
But the thing is that absolutely, and so I find that in all honesty, to get to the chase, the issue that he had, um, that was because I find that in certain people's cases, humor allows ability to disconnect. Now, disconnecting in itself isn't something I highly recommend, but by disconnecting, you could then look inward and really assess your situation. If by me telling him you'll get a new boyfriend, he looks at it and goes, "Oh, well, yeah, he's right. I should just toughen up." Well, then that means that Sean wasn't really important to him. Really. I mean, he should really, to him, Sean was important, or that he's super insecure, in which case he's got bigger problems than worrying about how to mourn. Okay, but if he looks at it and goes, "You know what, though, Sean really did," it makes him think about it and go, "I should feel sorrowful that Sean's gone." Then I think it does its job. Now, in your case, I was also enjoying saying that to you.
Yeah, yeah. I could tell.
But why not enjoy when you're trying to help people? I mean, there's a lot
Uh,
of little secret things I do that don't make sense to people, but there really is to elicit a particular response,
mhm.
not for my benefit, but I mean, just to see if it helps somebody else. So, yeah, first things first, assess the person. I mean, I myself have moved away. I've moved more times than I can count. Okay. I can really count them. I'm kidding with you. But being a military brat, I made some severe changes. And not only do you make severe changes, you got to up and move yourself from one country to another. You're in a whole new scenario, but then your friends rotate out as well. And these people that you become to grow a really unique bond with tomorrow could very well be gone. They're just, "Hey, you know what? We got orders to transfer. We're gone in 2 weeks." Oh, okay. I mean, it
Oh
was
man, that's
it's nice.
rough, dude.
It is, dude. It really is rough, and you have to realize that emotions, and it can kick you in the teeth. Mourning can ruin you if you don't properly mourn. You could forever have a stick up your ass. Maybe now you'll never get close to somebody, or now you're always overly emotional because it could be the last day you ever get to see them, and you end up smothering somebody. Okay? There is no proper way to mourn. Not everybody fits the same template. Okay, but there's some things you want to look at and how close the person was to you. Really, really learn to assess that person. Okay. And, find out, look, this person was close to me. Let's say it was a relative. Um, whether, depending on how close you are, you can even assess, how much of effect did this person not only have in my life, but necessarily, perhaps maybe the people that I find that are closer to me. Like if it was a cousin that died that you didn't really know, but he was your aunt's kid and your aunt and you are fairly close, then yeah, you should be concerned about the mourning stage because your aunt needs to get over that too. And talking about these sort of things isn't a pussy act or like a crybaby act. I mean, these things are important and you really should. Look, I'm a guy who absolutely will put on particularly depressing songs every few weeks because I require a good cry. Not because I'm thinking like, "Oh my god," but because I feel that I mean, we're humans. It's a beautiful thing to have these emotions. That person's no longer with us. Whether
Mhm.
it's, because they died or they moved on, but let's remember them. There's a reason we feel sad. Let's embellish on that. Let's make it feel good. I mean, what was you said your grandmother was the one that died? How close were you two?
I mean, she lived probably about, I don't know, about an hour drive away, and we saw her at least a couple times a month. It was my mom's mom, and yeah, I just remember um, she got sick and was in the hospital, and she was in the hospital for at least a few weeks, and my brother and I, we weren't allowed to see her. I guess, I mean, my
Wow, yeah.
well, my parents said, the hospital, they don't, like having kids there or something like that. And it's something
Right,
I haven't really thought about in a long time, honestly.
right.
So I never questioned why I wasn't able to see my grandmother, and I kind of just took it as that, and never got to say goodbye.
Yes,
And
that's tough.
yeah, so I mean, honestly, that's like pretty much one of the only deaths that have occurred in my life with somebody that I was close with. But
Right.
that was a long time ago. I was 10, you know?
Well, right.
So
I
I
mean,
don't know how I'd cope now,
see,
honestly.
personally for me, one thing I did with different kinds of loss, one thing I enjoyed doing, this is really weird, writing a letter to that person. I
Hmm.
write a letter to that person as if they're still there, as if they could open that letter tomorrow. And we're not saying pretend. I mean, actually write that letter. I mean, you are absolutely going to say everything as if you woke up tomorrow and that person was alive, you would hand them that letter. And you need to do that. Okay, you need to write that letter. Don't
Hmm.
make changes. Let it flow, man. Let it be real. And after you're done,